Screen share. Started. Okay. What is the? So in-house training on teaching strategies in mathematics. So we will learn from this session about the teaching strategies, what we apply in the classroom that will help us to make our classroom as a
Please speak.
good,
Say try.
the classroom will give us good response or feedback. So that way we will make our classroom. So for that we need to make some strategies in our teaching, and those are I am going to discuss today in this session. So mainly what I am going to discuss, I am going to telling you about the lecture discussion method, playway method, inductive deductive method. Please mute yourself, everyone.
आवाज आ रहा है आपको?
Don't allow वाला setting allow
ये है ना ये इस पर क्लिक कीजिए
हाँ
बस
So let's continue with the topic that what we are going to learn from this session. We learn about the playway method. We will learn inductive deductive method. We will learn heuristic method. Heuristic method, this term will be new for many of you. So this is the discovery method where students or pupils will learn from themselves and they will gain knowledge of the topic. So lecture discussion method. First, I am going to discuss about lecture discussion method. So lecture discussion method, this is very common for every teacher in the classroom, because most of the time when we are going to the class, we are delivering lectures, and that time we deliver our complete topic in front of the students trying to understand the topic through their knowledge. And so here the thing is that we are not allowing the students to interfere the in between the classroom when we are delivering the lecture, and we are trying to teach the topic in a short time, a broad topic we are delivering to them, but that time we are somehow missing the uniqueness of every pupils, because every pupil or students coming from different background, and because of that only we are not aware about their previous knowledge. So it is very okay, some technical error is there. That's why the session in between we break. So lecture discussion method, we have finished here that in lecture discussion method, when teachers entered in the classroom, they are somehow missing the uniqueness of the students because students are coming from different backgrounds. So we have to join our current knowledge with their previous knowledge. So that's why our lecture will be prepared somehow that will be connect the students with their previous knowledge, because in our lecture discussion method students are not participating with the teacher. They are not because if teacher and students uh, conversation will be there, so the topic will be lengthy, or we in the short time of period we cannot deliver all the prepared topic. When we are entering the classroom, we will not complete, we will not be able to complete the topic. So this is the lecture discussion method. Somehow the things are not good for students because we are not caring their previous knowledge. So we have to manage it. It's not working. Okay. So characteristics of lecture method. The teacher may not even use the blackboard or any other teaching aid. Huh. Teaching aid, we know in our training period, we are delivering our lecture, preparing teaching aids. We know TLM, teaching learning material, which includes blackboard or chart, table, any object which we can present or demonstrate, so like a globe when geography class is going on, so that time we are showing globe. So at the same way when we are discussing sphere in the classroom, we are teaching mathematics, and that is on that properties or the volume of sphere and surface area of sphere. So that time we will show sphere how it's look like, and this type of sets wherever we will find, that will be calculated at the same formula of sphere. So these are the characteristics of lecture method that teacher will may use or may not use the TLM in the classroom. Now, he does not allow the students to raise their doubts or ask any questions seeking clarification for any of the points mentioned during the lecture. This may happen during the classroom. So sometimes it's may happen, sometimes no, may not happen. Again, students take down notes for the important ideas and later memorize them. So these things are going mainly in the lecture discussion method. So some merits are there of this lecture discussion method, that increase student interest and engagement. We are trying to means the lecturer who are giving the lecture, lecturers should be prepared such a way that he can gain the interest of the student and he can engage the students with the given topic. Lectures mixed with discussion can help maintain students focus. As they discuss their answers, they get different perspective on the topic. Good questions and answer can get students to think deeply and make connections. So these are the merits. We know in lecture discussion method, if we want to finish any topic or we want to give a short review of any chapter, so directly we are following this method because it's very helpful. In a minimum time we are completing a good amount of syllabus we are delivering to the students, and hopefully we are gaining the minimum feedback from the students also. So that's why most of the time teachers are applying this method. So these are the merits of the lecture discussion method. Similarly, demerits are also there because in this method we are not getting feedback, because it's about the extent of students learning. Lectures fail to provide instructors with feedback about the extent of students learning, that how much student got the knowledge at the session of your lecture. You are not getting that feedback, because how you will continue your knowledge with the students further, because before that you have to know that how much he has learned, then you can continue the different topics. So we are not getting here the idea of the students, that how much he got response, because responses are not allowed. We are not allowing students to raise their hand, and we are not taking opinion also the students. We are not making survey also at the time of the lecture discussion method. We are not allowing comment also in this method. We are not rating the students. We are not showing their result, their performance at the same time in this method. So these are all demerits, and most of the time we are using lecture discussion method. Suppose any teacher entered the classroom and he want to give on the surface area volume one chapter he are going to discuss. So just he will write the formula, or he or she will write the formula. He will discuss everything for about the formula, what is the meaning. So that way we are trying to complete the chapter. So because this gives the knowledge, but these are not their surroundings, wherever from background, from which background students came, that not connecting with the students. So in real life problems they are not connecting in the lecture discussion method. So if they will not be connected with the real life problems, then some lacking of knowledge will be there always. So these are the demerits of the lecture discussion method. Now now we will see that lecture discussion method, students are passive learner here. They are not active learner. What is active learning and what is passive learning? Active learning, you will see that students learning the things by doing. By doing, if something we are getting knowledge, so that will be the active learning. And if we are learning anything from someone, they are only engaged in listening. So that time they, that listening may break. Somehow students are disturbing each other, or somehow some noise is coming from outside. So that time lacking of knowledge will be more, and that lack of knowledge will continue, because he or she didn't get the knowledge of the previous topic. So how he will continue with the next one? So these are the some demerits at the time of lecture discussion method. Lectures requires effective speakers. We know that different teachers are entering the classroom, and different environment we will observe. If you see from outside the any classroom, the different teachers classroom will be different. So it's depend on the teachers or the speakers presentation, the careness of the student, and the importance, how he giving importance to the students, and he is caring everyone's emotion, everyone's knowledge, everyone's background or not. That is also matter here. So these are the some things which are demerits of lecture discussion method. Now average, we know something about the today's lifestyle, that people are too much engaged in mobile phone and other electronic gadgets, which are reduced our brain time span. That is average engagement time. Something is written here on the screen, that video people can see now 3 minutes. That's why shorts are very short videos now are very much famous now, because of this only, because uh, that patients are not there in the students. So e-commerce, here some data is given that e-commerce people can 2 minutes can engage themselves in blog 6 minutes, podcast 15 to 18 minutes, TED talks in 18 minutes. So these are the things now happening in our today's life, because now the things are very much advanced, and something we have to keep in mind when we are in the classroom, that time we have to keep in mind that we are delivering the lecture, so the lecture should be based on this Bloom taxonomy or this pyramid, whatever. Here we will see that knowledge is in base, and so previous knowledge or the word meanings, this thing will be clear to the students, and comprehension, the teacher will connect every words and the things with the students. The whatever knowledge he will deliver, that will be, he will give the reason for everything, and he will tell the application, he will tell how to analyze. It's unstable connection, sorry. So analysis will be there, synthesis and evaluation. So during any lecture, if it is going to happen in the classroom, so we have to prepare such a way the lecture that this Bloom taxonomy will be applicable in the lecture. Are you giving the knowledge or remembering? So today's network is too much weak. That's why we are getting problem. So in Bloom taxonomy should be applicable in our lecture method. So this one, the left side, Bloom taxonomy, where knowledge in base, then comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. So this one is the older one, and this Bloom taxonomy, which one is revised. That means knowledge here means we are remembering the things we are delivering, which points are remembering thing, which are understanding, which we are telling application based, which are telling we are analyzing based, which are we delivering evaluating based, and something should be there which will be creative. So this we have to remember during the lecture session, lecture discussion method. Now so what happening in the classroom, teacher some verbal messages giving to the students, and students thinking something else, or they are thinking about whatever words are told by the teacher, that on the basis of that only students are thinking, and that way it making some sense to the student, or students are learning this way in lecture discussion method. Now good lecturer must take care of. So what are the things should note down a teacher when he are going to the classroom with this method, lecture discussion method? If he is prepared that he will give today the lecture discussion method only, then he should be note down in his lecture discussion method the time available or not, the audience are who is the audience or who are the audience there, subject matter is what, and teacher's posture, appearance, manner, and his gestures should be there. Okay, so their voice will be audible from the last bench, and whatever vocabulary he or she is using in the classroom, that thing should be clear to the students, or that should be understandable. Use of audio visual aids and blackboards can also will be, we are always using blackboard or whiteboards, and in the same time we can use audio visual aids also. So this way now we are going to discuss about playway method. Playway method is very interesting for the students, because it's a natural in needs of the children, students, so many things learning during the playing something. If some game is happening with them, they are learning. Suppose one football match is happening, so football boundary, size, what will be the size of the main boundary, and what will be the length of the court where goal we are doing. So everything will be calculated by the students at the time of playway method. Suppose we are delivering a lecture in the classroom where we are trying to teach the student to find the area of a square. So at that time we can start that chapter with playway method also. We can take few students with their pages, copies page, and we will tell them that you take out your scale and try to measure the length and breadth of that length of the square. And we will say that this is the formula, put the value in the formula and find the value of the area of your page. So this playway method we can apply in the classroom. So some merits and demerits are also there. That means when we are using playway method, we are engaging the students with playing something. In syllabus, the topic is given, but that topic will be delivered or teach the student by playway method. So what are the merits? Play is a natural in needs of the children. Pupils recognize their own needs. They help in planning activity, and guidance will be there. They will accept the guidance and set up their own goals to complete the uh, that game. So this way we can deliver our lecture, our topic to the students in playway method, and it will be very fun for the students because so many students are there who some students are interested in playing, and they trying to learn in that way only. So because of the different background students are there, that's why different methods we have to apply during the teaching, and that may be a playway method also. Lecture method we have already discussed, where we have seen few students which not able to concentrate in the classroom. So that at that time this playway method will be helpful to get the knowledge of this topic, or the topic which will be delivered by the teacher. Now some playway method is there in this link. You can see that so many playway method is there, because so many times we are asking ourselves that what playway method we will apply to the students. That will be suppose a one or two class students is there and we want to teach them that how to count. So you have to keep the balls in different baskets, numbers is written, that number of balls you have to keep there. So that way they can realize the number and the things outside the world. Means realization of the real world with the mathematical world is also necessary in case of playway method, or in our teaching, or in our curriculum. That should be there. The realization or the visualization should be there in our teaching, that we can apply by playway method also. Now inductive and deductive method. So induction is that form of reasoning in which a general law is derived from a study of particular objects or specific. So inductive and deductive method. So in inductive method, what we are doing there, in inductive method, one suppose so many we want to find out the area. We want to find out the sum of three angles. Suppose we want to find out sum of three angles of a triangle. So what we will do, we will give to the students different type of different triangles, and we will tell them that measure the angles three angles of your triangle and write the sum of that sum of the angles what you got. So everyone will tell that I got 180 degree. They will use ruler. So in this way they will learn to use the ruler. They will be able to connect. They will be able to connect the real thing with the mathematical world. So in induction method, so what we are going to do, we will tell the students different examples. Suppose 10 students are there in the classroom, so we tell them that you make different triangles and add all of you the angles of the triangle, so all will get 180 degree, and that will be now as a rule that any triangle is there and some of the three angles will be 180 degrees. Similarly, we can say about the quadrilateral also, and we will tell them that measure the angles. Different students have different shape of quadrilateral, measure the angles. So then we will make one statement